Hey, what's up, guys? Montre Bible here, and that's my real name. And I'm going to be doing a reaction video. This is about Jonathan Majors. He's getting fired after abuse allegations. Allegations. Now, when I first heard this story, supposedly the girl made it up. Like there was some abuse allegations, or they got some altercation, and she blew up the story a little bit more than it was supposed to be. That's what I heard when it first happened. And then she decided that she wasn't going to press charges. Now it looks like the city is actually going to press charges against him either way. Now, are they doing this because he's a movie star? He's a big name. They know they can get some money from him. And how is it that he's gotten fired now? What is Marvel thinking? Or whatever studio? I don't know the whole story. Let's figure out a little bit of this and see what's going on.
Creed 3 star Jonathan Majors' career has just been dealt a knockout blow.
The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
Over the weekend, actor Jonathan Majors was arrested in New York City. The rising star is no stranger to audiences. Fans will recognize Majors from his string of recent blockbusters like Creed 3 and Ant-Man and the Wasp and Quantumania, as well as last year's Devotion and TV series such as Lovecraft Country and Loki.
Oh, I love
Majors
Lovecraft.
is on a path to superstardom, but that may have all changed over this weekend's assault allegations. The actor Jonathan Majors was arrested on Saturday in Manhattan and charged with assault and harassment after what the police in New York described as a domestic dispute. Mr. Majors, 33, was taken into custody without incident, the authorities said. The victim, described only as a 30-year-old woman, was taken to a hospital after suffering from what police said were minor injuries to her head and neck. In a statement, a representative for Mr. Majors, and attributed to Priya Chaudhry, Mr. Majors' lawyer, Ms. Chaudhry, wrote that Mr. Majors was the victim of an altercation with a woman he knows, and the woman has recanted the accusation that video evidence and witness support his accounts. Mr. Majors is entirely innocent and did not assault her whatsoever, the statement said. The New York Police Department said that officers responded to a 911 call from an apartment near West 22nd Street and 8th Avenue in Chelsea just after 11 a.m. Investigators determined the actor had become involved in a domestic dispute with a woman who told them that she had been assaulted. The police on Sunday did not immediately respond to a request for a comment about the lawyer's statement. The police did not provide any additional information about the episode. On Sunday, a spokesman for the Manhattan District Attorney's Office said Mr. Majors had been arraigned on a complaint that included several misdemeanor charges such as assault and aggravated harassment. A judge on Saturday night granted a limited order of protection and ordered that Mr. Majors be released on his own recognizance. His next court appearance...
I'm telling you, when you become a star, you become a target. You become a target when you become a star. People want that money.
is scheduled for May 8th. So those are the facts as we know them. Jonathan Majors was on the fast track to stardom. Looking at his IMDb, you'll see that his best years are ahead of him. But with this news, that may all change. Majors' biggest role to date is in the MCU as Kang. Kang, also known as Kang the Conqueror, is a longtime villain from Marvel Comics. First debuting in Fantastic Four number 19, dated October 1963, Kang would go on to be Marvel's most famous time-traveling villain, taking on the likes of the Avengers and more. While Kang has always played a part in Marvel Comics, Kang was the focal point of the MCU moving forward. Majors' first outing as Kang was in 2021's Loki. He then appeared in Ant-Man 3 and is said to be the main villain of the MCU for the final two Avengers films, Secret Wars and the Kang Dynasty. Marvel went all in with Majors. There are an infinite number of multiverses in the MCU, and Majors is the face of all of those Kangs, which put Marvel in a terrible predicament. Majors is slated to become a more integral part of the MCU moving forward, and this could change those plans. A news report from February indicated that Jonathan Majors' Kang the Conqueror will play a much larger role in the second season of Loki. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania didn't just introduce audiences to the leading warrior variant of Majors' villain, it also showcased hundreds of them. The first post-credit sequence showed Majors as Rama Tut, Immortus, and Scarlet Centurion. The second tag of the movie came in the form of a clip from Loki's second season. It sees a terrified titular character watching Victor Timely present on stage, with Mobius by his side. This confirms that, at the very least, there will be one key Kang variant in the upcoming Disney Plus show's second season. It looks like there will be more. According to the Cosmic Circus, Jonathan Majors will have a larger role to play in Loki's upcoming second season than he did in the show's freshman run. The outlet notes that the villain will have a far more present role in the new batch of episodes, with Majors expected to appear in at least 3 episodes. Additionally, their sources also note that fans should not rule out other Kang variants on top of the already confirmed Victor Timely. This is due to Loki and Mobius traveling across different time streams in search of Kang variants to map out and see the extent of their controls across time. With there being so many variations of Jonathan Majors' Big Bad, it's hard to pinpoint which version of the villain might show up next. No matter which variant of Kang is featured, they all feature the face of Jonathan Majors. Depending on how things go, Marvel may distance themselves from Majors, or they may go the DC route and support him further. Actor Ezra Miller, most known to audiences as The Flash, has been involved with a string of activities that landed him in some legal trouble. The events culminating in Miller's recent arrest can be tracked.
Now, here's the thing. This is why I'm sometimes, and I, we have to be aware that the punishment has to fit the crime. And this is just, a minor allegation or whatever happened. It's already passed by. This guy, Ezra, has multiple accounts, and they're still putting this movie out, and it doesn't make any sense. This guy obviously has a mental issue. Ezra Miller has a mental issue and has done constant abuse against the women, and just seems to be a little cuckoo, for Cocoa Puffs. And they continue to decide to use him for the movie. Maybe they won't use him anymore, but I mean, they're putting him, full forward and say, oh, he's getting help. This is what they do. That's what I'm saying, and I hate to, pull a race card, but, we see sometimes harsher punishment for black men than you see for white, whatever they want to be, white non-black men, since this one doesn't even consider himself a man anymore.
Back to April 2020 when a video surfaced of him showing him putting his hands around the neck of a fan who approached him. The woman in the video spoke with Variety and said that she felt it was all fun and games, but then it wasn't. Another woman in Germany said she was harassed by Miller after a casual 2-year friendship. After having a consensual sex encounter in 2020, Miller was told he couldn't smoke in her apartment and became hostile, calling her a transphobic piece of shit and a Nazi. In March 2022, Miller was arrested and charged with disorderly conduct and harassment after causing a disturbance in a Hawaii karaoke bar. He pleaded no contest. A judge ordered him to pay a $500 fine and to stay away from the karaoke bar. In August, he was charged with a felony burglary in Vermont, following an incident in May, when police found that multiple bottles of alcohol were stolen from a home while the homeowners were away.
And
fans
he's
were
stealing
angered by Miller's actions. After each subsequent incident, fans would wonder if DC would drop the actor for the alleged incident. DC was quiet on the matter until this year, when they fully backed Miller. In January, DC Studios reiterated its support for the Flash star and insisted the movie will go down in the superhero film canon. Ezra is completely committed to their recovery, co-chairperson and CEO Peter Safran says in a presentation of the DCU slate. And we are fully supportive of that journey that they're on right now. He adds that the future of the Flash, beyond the upcoming movie, still remains an open question. When the time is right, when they feel like they're ready to have that discussion, we'll go ahead and figure out what the best path is to move forward. James Gunn, DC's other co-chairperson and CEO, gives the upcoming movie a ringing endorsement. I will say here that The Flash is probably one of the greatest superhero movies ever made. Opinions are subjective, but the importance of the film is not. DC has everything riding on The Flash. It's their attempt to reboot the universe while copying a few things from Marvel's homework. That's why Michael Keaton is at the forefront of all this instead of Miller. If you're wondering why The Flash looks like a Batman movie, this is why. Warner Brothers Discovery, the parent company of DC, backed Miller, but Disney, the parent company of Marvel, has a history of acting swiftly.
The new Flash movie is going to basically what I've heard is going to be the Spider-Man No Way Home, but with Batman instead. So we're going to see different variants of Batman and the Flash in this new movie. So it's basically a Batman movie because DC knows that Batman sells.
Swiftly on the matter. After allegations against Johnny Depp started to surface, Disney cut ties with the Pirates of the Caribbean star. A new film starring Margot Robbie was set to be made, and Depp was fired from his role in the Warner Brothers produced.
Nobody wants to see that.
Depp was removed from his biggest projects almost immediately. After, Depp sued Amber Heard for defaming him, and Depp won.
Does anybody want to see Pirates of the Caribbean with Margot Robbie?
In the court of public opinion, Johnny Depp was innocent, and the outcome of the trial galvanized Depp's legacy with fans. The outcome could be either for Majors. In the US, the law states one is innocent until proven guilty, but for Jonathan Majors, that's not necessarily the case, as he just got fired from one of his biggest jobs. The Army has pulled the Be All You Can Be ad campaign featuring Jonathan Majors following the actor's arrest on Saturday. The U.S. Army is aware of the arrest of Jonathan Majors, and we are deeply concerned by the allegations surrounding his arrest, Laura DeFrancisco, the public affairs chief of the Army Enterprise Marketing Office, said in a statement on Sunday. While Mr. Majors is innocent until proven guilty, prudence dictates that we pull our ads until the investigation into these allegations is complete. The Army has released 2 ads featuring Creed 3 actor before he was arrested in New York City on Saturday in relation to a domestic dispute with a 30-year-old woman, according to local authorities. The first domino has fallen, but only time will tell how Jonathan Majors fares all of this. Ezra Miller and Johnny Depp were handled very differently by the press, and fans are already wondering how Disney will handle this in regards to Kang. Some want him fired, and others want to wait and see. If it goes any further, Marvel will find themselves in a very precarious predicament. Kang is supposed to be the face of Marvel moving forward.
Marvel's already falling apart. I don't think they can afford to reboot their whole villain story of what they want to do with Kang. I mean, the so far Phase 5 sucked. All the characters that they put out suck. There's no real direction on where they want to go. You let me know what you think about what's going on with Marvel right now.
But will they stand by him if he's found guilty? Companies tend to cut ties with men found guilty of this crime. Will Jonathan Majors be any different? Only time will tell.
All right, guys. I'm going to stop it right there. I'll put the link to the video if you want to watch the whole thing. I'm only halfway. Well, only got a few more minutes through it, but I just really want your opinion on what you think about what's going on with Jonathan Majors. Is it fair? Are they just playing it safe because of, all the bad press they've gone through? And do you think, honestly, I don't think Disney can really afford to lose Jonathan Majors. If I think they lose Jonathan Majors, they're going to lose a big audience of people, because I don't think people hate Jonathan Majors for what happened. Or, I mean, maybe they do. Maybe this was just too much. But I know when it comes to violence in Black men, the world gets really scared. I mean, look at the whole Will Smith fiasco. You got to really, if you're a Black man in Hollywood, you really got to keep your nose clean. You got to keep your image clean. You can't, be seen as an angry Black man. Otherwise, people get scared. But he's playing a villain. Like, his whole thing is to be scary. So, I mean, they might, it may be best to keep him because he's people are already scared. So you let me know what you guys think, and leave me a comment below and let me know what you think about what's going on with Jonathan Majors. Okay, because if you don't do it, then who will?